Thursday, September 4th, in Salem isn't just another day, it's a turning point where past wounds, hidden agendas, and risky choices collide. Old grudges rise to the surface, leaving one family divided by resentment, while a young couple's future hangs in the balance as questions of parenthood return to the forefront. Elsewhere, whispers of power echo in the DiMera mansion as secret plotting stirs the pot, and a dangerous test leaves one man's redemption hanging by a thread. Even Marlena Evans, long seen as Salem's anchor, finds herself vulnerable and turning to family for support. Let's unravel the storylines that will make today's episode unforgettable. Few relationships in Salem carry the weight and history of Johnny DiMera and his father, E.J. Thursday's episode shines a harsh light on the fractures between them, reminding viewers that beneath every polite exchange lies years of unresolved resentment. Johnny has long been determined to step out of his father's shadow. He thrives when recognized for his own accomplishments, quick to offer gratitude and admiration to those who support him. Yet when EJ's name enters the picture, Johnny's warmth vanishes. His tone sharpens, his words falter, and his silence screams volumes. This is not just ordinary tension, it's the culmination of betrayals that have shaped Johnny's very identity. The courtroom battles still haunt him, as do the endless manipulations and ruthless ambition that define EJ. Johnny knows that forgiving his father would mean ignoring scars that never fully healed. Thursday makes it clear, he is not ready to extend that forgiveness, even when it might ease his own burden. What makes this storyline so compelling is its ripple effect. Johnny is not just EJ's son, he's a man on the cusp of defining his own future. As he steps into a professional role at Salem U and contemplates his future with Chanel, he carries these unresolved wounds. Can he be a good partner, or even a father, while weighed down by the mistakes of his own father? Viewers will sense the storm brewing inside him, the tug-of-war between the life he wants to build and the family legacy he cannot escape. Thursday asks the haunting question, is Johnny doomed to repeat the DiMera cycle of disappointment, or will he finally break free? While Johnny's heart wrestles with his father, Chanel Dupree's mind turns toward the future. On Thursday, the possibility of adoption resurfaces, not as an abstract thought, but as a vision she can almost see taking shape. She pictures a life where her home is filled with laughter, where love defines family, no matter how unconventional the path. This moment isn't about naivety, it's about resilience. Chanel has weathered heartbreak, betrayal, and endless upheavals in Salem. Instead of waiting for perfect circumstances, she dares to dream of building a family on her own terms. The idea of adoption reflects her strength, a refusal to let chaos dictate her happiness. Yet doubt lingers. Johnny's fractured bond with EJ looms like a shadow over their marriage. Is he truly ready to embrace fatherhood, especially when his own father-son dynamic is defined by bitterness? And for Chanel, the emotional toll of navigating adoption in Salem, a town where secrets often derail even the purest intentions, is daunting. Every step toward this dream could be disrupted by hidden agendas, family drama, or old wounds that resurface at the worst possible time. The beauty of Thursday's storyline lies in its uncertainty. Chanel's words could be the start of a powerful new chapter for her and Johnny, one that binds them closer than ever. Or they could reveal cracks, forcing both to face whether their marriage can withstand the pressures of building a family. Fans will be left with a gnawing question. Is this tender moment the seed of hope Salem desperately needs, or the beginning of heartbreak that could redefine their relationship forever? Marlena Evans has always been Salem's pillar of strength, the calm, steady presence who guides others through their darkest storms. But Thursday's episode strips away that image and reveals something rare, her vulnerability. Marlena has been haunted for nights on end by dreams that feel too vivid, too persistent to dismiss. These aren't fleeting nightmares, they cling to her waking hours, leaving her unsettled in a way that rattles even her. On this day, she turns to her daughter Belle. The request is heartfelt, even urgent, and it carries layers of meaning. Marlena admits that she can no longer shoulder the burden alone. After decades of being everyone else's confidant, she finally admits she needs help. For Belle, it's a shocking moment. To see her mother, always the one with answers, now confessing her fears is both tender and deeply unsettling. But what exactly is Marlena asking for? Is she seeking Belle's legal expertise, perhaps tied to a secret case brewing beneath Salem's surface? Is she asking for emotional comfort, hoping Belle can ground her through the storm of nightmares? Or could these visions tie into something darker, an omen, a warning of danger that hasn't yet revealed itself? The scene between mother and daughter is layered with suspense. Belle's response could change everything. Will she brush off Marlena's fears as exhaustion, or recognize them as a sign that something sinister is coming? By the time the credits roll, viewers will be left wondering whether this request is simply a plea for comfort, or a cry for help that foreshadows a new wave of Salem chaos. If Marlena's story brings emotional vulnerability, Gabby Hernandez and Tony DiMera deliver Salem's trademark intrigue. Thursday's episode places them in hushed conversation, the air thick with ambition and suspicion. Gabby, armed with intel from the bug she planted in Xander's office, slides her findings across the metaphorical chessboard, daring Tony to play along. This is classic Salem plotting, two clever minds locked in a dangerous dance. Gabby's ambition practically hums beneath the surface. Every word she speaks, every calculated glance, screams of her determination to claw her way back into power. She doesn't just want influence, she wants the DiMera throne, and she's willing to risk everything to secure it. Tony, however, is harder to read. He listens, intrigued but cautious. On one hand, he recognizes Gabby's boldness and admires her audacity. On the other, he knows how quickly her schemes can unravel, and how dangerous it is to be standing beside her when they do. For Tony, this is less about alliance and more about survival. The suspense lies in the questions swirling around their interaction. Is Tony genuinely considering partnership, or is he quietly gathering intel to use against Gabby later? And is Gabby truly confiding in Tony, or is she manipulating him as much as she manipulates everyone else? Thursday's plotting session reminds viewers of one simple truth. In Salem, loyalty is currency, betrayal is a heartbeat away, and even allies can transform into enemies with a single move. By the end of their exchange, fans will be left buzzing with curiosity. Has Gabby truly gained a confidant in Tony, or has she set herself up for the kind of double cross that could undo her entire plan? The day builds to a tense climax when Xander Kyriakis finds himself facing an unexpected trial of character, one orchestrated by none other than Philip Kyriakis. For weeks, Xander has been working with Marlena, peeling back the layers of his anger and trying to prove, both to himself and to Salem, that he's not the same man who once solved problems with his fists. But Philip isn't convinced. When Philip suddenly begins to choke, panic sets in. Xander doesn't hesitate, his instincts drive him into action. He rushes to Philip's side, performing the Heimlich in a desperate bid to save him. For a moment, the scene feels raw and authentic, as though Philip's life truly hangs in the balance. Xander's every move suggests that he has changed, that he's capable of compassion, that he can put aside grudges when someone's life is on the line. But when the dust settles, whispers of doubt creep in. Was this choking incident an accident, or was it a carefully staged test designed to expose Xander's true nature? If Philip orchestrated the crisis, it reveals not only his deep mistrust but also his willingness to toy with life and death stakes to prove a point. For viewers, the twist transforms a simple act of heroism into a layered psychological game. If Xander passed, it's a step toward redemption, but can Salem ever truly trust him? And if Philip staged the whole ordeal, what does that say about his own integrity? Thursday's episode leaves fans with a haunting realization. In Salem, even acts of heroism may be nothing more than tests in disguise. Thursday, September 4th, encapsulates everything that makes days of our lives addictive. Fractured families, impossible choices, whispered schemes, and dangerous tests that blur the line between truth and deception. Johnny's refusal to forgive EJ casts a long shadow over their family legacy. Chanel's thoughts of adoption ignite hope but stir doubts that could shake her marriage. Marlena's plea to Belle reminds us that even the strongest hearts need help. Gabby and Tony's plotting proves that power in Salem is always a dangerous currency. And finally, Philip's shocking test for Xander blurs the boundary between redemption and manipulation, leaving both men under scrutiny. As the week barrels forward, these threads weave together into a storm where every decision ripples outward, reshaping alliances and exposing vulnerabilities. The stakes are only rising, and the question hangs heavy: who in Salem is truly changing for the better, and who is simply sharpening their game in the shadows?